What is happening, guys? Welcome back to another episode of Redbeard's Garage. And on today's episode, we're going to be showing you how to mount up a Go Power Sports reverse gearbox. This will work for any small block, so your Predators, 79cc, or your 212, or any of the Tillotson engines, Briggs and Stratton, anything like that, any small engine. This will not handle the power of a 301 or bigger Predator. So you're going to want to only use this with a small block. Really simple design. They sell a whole kit that comes with the reverse gearbox. It comes with all the cables you need, the little gear selector. So we're going to be putting this on a project we're about to start on the channel. So how we're going to do this is we have this old Predator here just for mocking up purposes, and we have a long Go Power Sports belt. This is a 203-597. This is more for like a Murray go-kart that had the jack shaft behind the engine. Longer style 30 series belt. We have a 1/4-inch piece of steel plate, and you can see we've marked out 4 1/8 inch by 18 inches long. This little slither here is going to be what sandwiches in between the engine and the actual engine plate. So we have a Go Power Sports engine plate. See, they're super beefy, 1/4-inch thick, really nicely made. This plate is going to sit on this. The engine's going to sit on top of it, and on this plate is going to be this reverse gearbox mounted up. So all we have to do is make 4 ears for this thing to stand it up, and we just got to make sure we get our belt stretch in between each pulley good and tight. You only want about 1 inch of deflection on the belt when you push down on it. So first we're going to get this plate cut. We'll drill our 4 holes for our engine, and then we can start mocking up the reverse gearbox. So we got these 4 feet made for this reverse gearbox, and we're basically just standing it up behind the engine. The only thing we have to worry about is our belt tension. But we drilled the front legs, we used the bottom holes. We did 2 1/4 from the bottom of this plate to the center of this hole. Back here we did 2 11/16. You can go 2 3/4 or 2 5/8 if you want, but we did 2 11/16 from the bottom of this to the corner, and we did slant cut the front of this on a 45 degree. Just to clear this. So now if I take this, get the belt on it like so, and pull this tight, we can worry about our pulley alignment because we can adjust this. It has a large washer or spacer behind it now. We can take that out and put washers to get it more in, or we can put washers behind it to move it out.
Which is what it looks like it needs, is to come in.
Yeah, like probably a washer's thickness. But the biggest thing we're worried about right now when we tack this in place is belt tightness, because we can't move anything forward or back. So you want about 1 inch of deflection. Like, that's way too loose. Once this belt breaks in, they do get a little loose. So I'm going to pull it back a little tighter. We have our engine clamped down, so I'm going to pull it back a little tighter, and then we can tack this in place. Just make sure you're getting this gearbox square on the engine plate, because that's going to be your chain squareness. So if you get this cockeyed, your chain's going to be cockeyed and kick off the sprocket. So we're doing that by basically lining up. Come over here.
Yep.
We're getting these, since we know this is a clean cut, we're getting these perfectly flush with the side of this. I'm going to tack it on the back, and we make sure everything's good, tack the front, fully weld it, and we'll have a mounted gearbox. So we got it all mocked up there, and that's the way she's going to be. So basically we have the engine bolted down to this plate. Now what you would do is run long enough bolts to make it through the engine and your engine plate. Because we did 4 just bolts on that plate, and the Harbor Freight manual or Tillotson manual has the bolt measurements, like what to drill these holes out to in this plate. So if we was to take these nuts off, we could set this with longer bolts in here, and this whole assembly would slide back and forth for chain tension. And we have our reverse gearbox and our belts mounted with just enough play that we're not going to get creeping. So that's the only reason you want to leave a little bit of flex in it, is for creeping on idle. So we have everything mounted up good. Everything's made out of 1/4 inch thick steel, so nothing's going to bend. And this is ready to be installed on a go-kart. Now, if you'll tune in to the episode where we do the Eaton Rover, I think it's called. It's a real weird little vehicle. We're going to be putting this setup on it and taking the I think it's a 110 or a 90cc engine off. So we'll be using electric start Tillotson though, instead of this old mock-up engine. So let us know what you think about this gearbox. Links for everything is in the video description. Go Power Sports, been selling these forever, and no one has showed the easiest way to mount them up. They do come with a little plate that you could use instead of making your own ears. I didn't have it, and I wanted everything to be made out of beefy 1/4 inch stuff. So this will never bend, never flex, because there's a lot of stress going into this gearbox. All the power is being put in here and going to your axle. So you want to do it out of good 1/4 inch stuff. And then your cables just run in here, grab this and shift it either way. So let us know what you think about the video. Make sure to check out those links, and thank you so much for watching. We love you and God bless.
Sneak peek.